Hey, what's up everybody? Dylan with E7 Music School. Today we're going to be going over Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. This song is super simple. There's not a whole lot going on in terms of busyness. By busyness, I mean doing fills, doing other stuff like crashes and drags. So this song is perfect for beginners, or even if you're advanced or intermediate, you can turn this up. So if you like this video, go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then let's just go ahead and get into it. So jumping straight into it, you can see we're not doing a whole lot for that beginning section, and pretty much the entire song is just going to be this main beat. So we really want to get good at it. We want to get good with timing and making sure that all of our hits are on time with the drums that we're hearing in the music. So make sure your snare is lined up with the snare, make sure your bass is lined up with the bass. So the actual beat we're going to be doing is called the driving bass beat. So what that means is the bass is going to be kicking on every down beat. So instead of doing like a regular bass and snare and, right? So instead of doing that, we're going to be doing the bass drum with every downbeat. So if you're counting this like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're just going to put the basses on 2 and 4 this time. So it's going to be like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bass and bass and bass and bass and. Or you could think of it like this, like bass and everything. I say everything when I mean hi-hat, snare, and bass together. So bass and everything, bass and everything, and bass and everything, and bass and everything, and. You could think of it like that if that helps out a little bit more. But for right now, we just want to get good at doing the bass drum with the snare and the hi-hat and making sure none of them flam. So what I mean by that is we don't have this kind of happen, or this. You don't want that to happen. You want them to all be in sync when you're playing the drums. You want it to all come down at the same time. So if you need to practice just that, go ahead and do that. Pause the video and come back to it when you're ready. Okay, cool. Now that we got that down, we're going to go ahead and put in the rest of the beat. So just like you were playing bass and snare, and all you're going to do is put the bass in with the snares. Here we go. Cool. Now we just speed that up to tempo. If you need extra help, I recommend using a metronome. This song is at 114 BPM, so all you would do is set your metronome to 114, and then you would play it just like this. So there's your metronome, and then you play it. You'll know you're doing it right when you can't hear the clicks, and all you can hear is your drums playing, right? If you can still hear clicks, then you're off somehow. You're either rushing or dragging. Rushing meaning playing too fast, or dragging meaning you're playing too slow. Right, you want to make sure that your clicks match up with your drums. So an easy way that I found to do that is just air drum with your right hand, because your right hand is kind of a metronome. If you think about your right hand doing this, right, how a metronome goes back and forth, then you can time that to your hi-hat and you can get the BPM down. So check this out. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then when you can do that with your right hand, all you do is put the bass and the snare in together with it and check it out. Now we're going to go ahead and go back, put that with the music, and then play our first fill for this song. So the way that this starts, it's going to start out with the bass going ba-ba-bump, right? So it's like ba-ba-bump, or and a 1, right? So you want to think and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 when you're playing that. So listen to the music here. It's going to go and a 1, So all we do is time up our 1 to that, okay? Here we go. And then you just play this all the way until the first fill. So we're just going to jump ahead really quick to about 35 seconds in the song, and then right here we're just going to listen to it and check out that fill. Here we go. Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat, yeah. Another one. Cool. So that fill is going to go like this. So the way we're doing that is going in from the beat. Let me show you, it's a little bit different. So okay, so how I'm doing that is left, right, bass, hi-hat, and bass, okay? So it's 4 hits on the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you kick the bass for your 5th hit. Technically this is a 5-stroke roll, but not really, because when you do a 5-stroke it's or right, it's all on one drum, so this is kind of split on the snare and the bass. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the ending bass that you hear me hit with hi-hat, it's just getting back into the beat. So from there, let me show you how that gets put with music, and then we can move on. 35 seconds, here's how we put it with music. Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat, yeah. Another one bites the dust. So you can hear him say, out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat, yeah, dum, bum, right? And then on that yeah is where we're putting it in. Or if you want to count that, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E1. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E1. It's on the E of that 4, so E and a 4 E1. E and a 4 E1. Kind of gives it this groovy feeling to it, because it's not on that and, it's not really on a downbeat, it's on an upbeat, so it's really cool. Okay, so now we got that fill. It's going to happen again, so all you would do is play the same beat that we've already been playing all the way up after that fill until 120. And then here's how that fill goes at 120. So you can see it's the same thing, so all we're doing is just putting that fill there again, and then you play the beat afterwards, same thing, nothing changes here, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into our next timestamp. So now we're at 141 in the song, and right here we're going to do a little bit of a beat change, so I want you guys to start counting around here. It's going to be after he says another one bites the dust, bum, bum, and then the beat kind of drops, and there's no more guitar here, it's just going to be drums. So let's just go ahead and listen to that. I'll play it for you guys too. One bites the dust. So right here, we're going to start counting. The only reason I want you guys to count this is because that change is a little bit weird to time, unless you've heard the song like a million times, which if you have, then don't worry about it. But we're going to go ahead and count this for anybody that has not really played this song before, or that just wants to count this part. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can hear after 6 measures, well, in the 6th measure, is where we do that extra snare. So it's going to be like this: 6, 6, 6 and 2 and 3 and 4, 6 and 2 and 3 and 4, 6 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the way I'm doing that is I have all the way up until the third beat of the 6th measure, so 1 and 2 and 3 is all the same, but then that and 4 is going to go and 4. So you're going to do hi-hat and snare together, and then hi-hat, snare, and bass together. So it's going to go just like that, okay? So now that we got that extra snare in 6, what we're going to be doing is every other measure, you're going to add that extra snare. So after 6, you have 7, which is nothing, and then 8, which is another extra snare, 9, which is nothing, 10, extra snare, so on and so forth. At this point, you can really stop counting, okay? Because we're going to go back into going off of Q-ins. So let's just do it one more time, around 141. Here we go.
One bites the dust.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, nothing, extra snare, 1, nothing, extra snare, nothing, extra snare, nothing, extra snare.
Another one bites the dust.
Ooh, that was different, right? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about this. It's just the same exact fill, but you would put that in place of where you put the extra snare. So 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1. Okay, and there's no hi-hat on that. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1. And then we're into the flam section. So like I said, we're gonna go back in off of Q-ins, but at this point we're gonna listen for him. Well, kind of like that record scratch sound, and then when he says hey, that's the fill. So I'm gonna back it up just a little bit, and then we're gonna listen for that record scratch and then the hey part. You know, I'm not a DJ, but there's the hey and then fill.
Another one bites the dust.
Now we're into the
Another one
flams.
bites the dust.
So for those flams, all you're gonna do is do them on 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. So then we're doing that same exact beat where we have the extra snare in there for 2 more times, and then after that we're back into the regular no extra snare. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and play all of that for you so you can see how it's played and how it's timed out. I'm gonna go ahead and start the music at around 210, and from there we can just go ahead and play it and then move on to the next part. There's the hey.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Ow! Another
One more.
One bites the dust. Hey, hey. Another one bites the dust. Hey,
And 1. And then back into normal.
You can hurt a man and bring him to the ground. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can treat him fair. You leave him when he's down. But I'm ready, yes, I'm ready for you. I'm standing on my own two feet. I love the way the bullets ring. Repeat it in the sound of bass. Oh, yeah. Another one bites the dust.
the ending of the song you can hear is just the same fill that we've already been doing. So you can either end that on the hi-hat, or you can just leave it out if you want to just end on the bass because it's the end of the song. It sounds cool like that too. Right? You can do either of those options for the ending, but that's pretty much it. That's the entire song. So I want you guys to go ahead, try it out, have fun with it, right? Be creative, do some cool stuff. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. You can email me right here. That's my email somewhere in this general vicinity, probably right here in this area. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys to it. If you like this one, like it, subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.